So the big story of the day is, of course, the peace deal that has been announced by the US President Donald Trump. But while Trump calls it a peace deal, Iran has given it a different term. Iran says, and I quote, "This is not a peace deal. This is an MoU, a memorandum of understanding aimed at stopping US-Israeli war crimes against other nations, crimes that will never be erased from the collective memory of Iranians." Let's go across to my colleague Akanksha joining us on the broadcast with the details. And Akanksha, completely different versions of this understanding between the two nations. While the US President Donald Trump made the announcement and he went on to say that it's a historic peace deal that has been made, or a breakthrough that has been achieved, it doesn't seem to be the same understanding from the Irani side.
Absolutely. On one hand, Donald Trump has called this a peace deal. Let me take you through what Iranian side has said. They have said, and I quote, "This is not a peace deal. This is MoU aimed at stopping US-Israeli war crimes against other nation, crimes that will never be erased from the collective memory of Iranians." So in simple words, what Iran is trying to say is that this is not a compromise or the friendly relationship between the two countries. This, in fact, is a temporary understanding. This is not a peace deal. This is an MoU. Let me take you through another statement that is coming from Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs. He has said, and I quote, "We defeated the US in the military battlefield, and in this MoU, they pledged the end to war. Iran armed forces will always have their hand on the trigger to confront the conspiracies of the enemy." So there's a threat as well. They're saying that they are prepared for the resumption of the war as well. Armed forces will always have their hand on the trigger. And also, as I told you, they've mentioned that this is definitely not a peace deal. This is a temporary understanding between the two countries that is aimed at stopping the war crimes against other nations by two of these countries, that is US and Israel.
Okay, all right. So Trump believes that it's the peace deal that will be signed by both sides very soon. In fact, it is going to be signed formally in Switzerland, but these larger questions still remain. My colleagues Shinjo Chaudhary as well as Mayank are on the broadcast with us, getting us the details of what we know so far about this memorandum of understanding. Also on the broadcast, Ambassador Suresh Goyal, former diplomat, and Major General Rajan Kochhar, defense expert. Thank you and a very good morning to you. Ambassador Goyal, I'll begin with you on what you make of this peace deal or memorandum of understanding, whatever we may want to call it, because both sides have a different understanding of even what this is. So is this an indication that this could be long-term peace, or are these questions still in the air? Because the world does not know the answers. We're celebrating the announcement, yes, but we still don't know the details.
Absolutely. Whatever the term is being used by either President Trump or the Iranian side, what is clear is that some kind of an understanding has been reached. That understanding, to my mind, involves some actions which may be difficult to achieve on ground. For example, it says that the war will stop on all fronts, including in Lebanon. Now, Lebanon, basically Israel, despite ceasefire, has been attacking southern ceasefire and has been attacking Beirut. And they pinned those attacks on Hezbollah. There is no guarantee, even if the deal or the MoU assures no war on any front, that Israel will abide by these terms. In fact, if you notice, Israel has yet to make any comment on the so-called peace deal, and that is number one. And number two, which is again very, very important, is USA assuring Iran of sovereignty, honoring its sovereignty. Who knows what actually Trump thinks tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and he may again say that there has been no understanding on the nuclear material so far. And lastly, but very, very importantly, release of frozen funds for Iran, up to about $24 billion. It's a huge amount of money. I don't know how it's going to work out. And Iran assuring opening Straits of Hormuz. So there are so many ifs. Even after signing the deal or the MoU, we will have to wait and see how they actually take place on ground. Yes.
Okay, so larger questions still remain. We don't know what's going to happen next. Even after the signing, we'll have to be quite cautious. That's what you're saying. Major General, do you agree with this? And, we just had a panelist a while ago who also said that nobody really knows what the United States gained out of this. What has Iran actually agreed to?
Good morning, Akansha, because it's very important. I think the fundamental agreement is on the Strait of Hormuz,
Hmm.
because that is a great achievement, I would say, because we were not arriving any kind of agreement. It was a stalemate kind of a thing because sanctions were there
Hmm.
by the US. The naval blockade was on one side, the Strait of Hormuz was the other side, and these ships were getting attacked on a regular basis. And we have lost lives also, Indian seafarers. So I think the first step, I take it in this manner, that it is a step towards a trade deal. And and if the text has been finalized, it shows intent, a positive intent on both sides to come to some kind of an agreement. I know the path is going to be very tough, and 60 days from after the formal signing in, I think, Geneva, I'm told, on 19th of June, most probably this will be inked, the MoU will be inked. So what I'm seeing is the first part is that the within 30 days, the demining and this Strait of Hormuz is going to be opened without any toll tax. So I think that's a major concession Iran has given. And why Iran has given this concession is because Iran wants a defreezing of its funds and a removal of sanctions. I think to that extent, US may walk the talk. But what the ambassador has said about Lebanon is an area of concern, because the elephant in the room here is Israel, and and Israel can be a spoiler in times to come. So Trump will have a job on hand to manage Netanyahu here, because this Lebanon offensive, though Pakistan has also made a statement that it's part of the deal, Iran is making a statement, but Israel is not making that statement.
Hmm.
So that is the cause of concern for me, because in times to come, the way this, if in military terms, I would say this offensive which has been launched in
Hmm.
Lebanon is not anywhere near a culmination point. So this culmination point is going to take some time,
Hmm.
and next 60 days, Akansha, I would term it as the most crucial if this deal fructifies or this MoU proceeds towards that, because that nuclear issue and all those uranium aspects will have to get discussed in the next 60 days, and a certain kind of inspection regime by the
Okay.
IAEA would also have to be in place. So I think it is a positive side. I would take it right now,
Hmm.
and a lot of work in progress. And Israel, I think, is going to be a very, very key player as far as this deal is concerned.
Okay, all right. Stay with us.